Hello, my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are good at your homes. Students, we have already discussed present tense and two parts of past tense, past indefinite and past continuous tense. And I hope that my videos will help you to understand the tenses. So, today I am going to teach you past perfect and past perfect continuous tense with the help of definitions, structure, and examples. So let's start the topic past past perfect tense. The definition of this tense used to describe an action completed before a certain moment in the past, usually a long time ago. If two actions happened in the past, past perfect tense is used to show the action that took place earlier. It means the action which is done in the past and all the which is started in the past and completed in the past. So this is called past perfect tense. So first type of sentences, assertive sentence or affirmative sentences, we called it also simple sentences. So structure of this sentence, subject plus had, verbs third form, and then object. Subject, had is the helping verb, verbs third form, we use here verbs third form, and object. We use had with the singular or plural, both the nouns. Okay. So example, he had written a letter. He is here singular and written is the third form of the verb, helping verb had. You had written a letter. You here plural noun, plural pronoun. Had is helping verb, written is third form of the verb, a letter is object. And second types of sentences, negative sentences, structure, subject, and then had, and then not, and then verb third form and object. We called had not just hadn't. Okay, had not means hadn't. It is a short form of had not. Example, he had not or hadn't written a letter. You had not or hadn't written a letter. So next type of sentence, interrogative sentences. You know two types of interrogative sentences I told you before. With the help of helping verb and with the help of question word. It means WH family words, just like who, whom, what, why, where, how. Okay, such as words. So with the help of helping verbs, had and then subject and then verbs third form and then object, and put the question mark in the end of the sentences. And with the help of question word, first we use question word and then helping verb had and then subject and then verbs third form and then object, and put in the last question mark. So example, had he written a letter? When had he written a letter? This is the sentence of with the help of helping verb, and this one with the help of question word. Had you written a letter? When had you written a letter? Okay. And now negative interrogative sentences. Structure, had plus subject plus not plus verbs third form plus object and question mark. Same as first of all we use question word and then had or helping verb and then subject and not and verb third form and object. example of this sentence. Had he not written a letter, or we can say hadn't he written a letter? When had he not written a letter? Had you not written a letter? When had you not written a letter? The third form of the verb, written. Write, wrote, written. And next, tense, past perfect continuous tense. This is the last types of past tense. Past perfect continuous tense. This tense used to denote an action that began before a certain point in the past and continued up to some time in the past. It means the action began in the past and also continue in the past. Sometime in the past. We don't know when, but sometimes in the past. Okay. So it is called past perfect continuous tense. So first type of sentences, assertive sentences, we can say simple sentences or affirmative sentences. It is also called statement sentences. So structure, subject plus had been plus verb's first form plus ing plus object plus since or for. We use only one, since or for, and then time. I have already told you about the since or and for. Since use point of time and for use duration of time. You can see the present perfect continuous tense, more use of since and for. Example, he had been writing a letter since morning. You had been writing a letter for 1 hour. We use here since because it is the point of time, morning, and we use for here because it is the duration of time. Negative sentences, structure, subject plus had plus not plus been plus verb's first form, ing form, it means ing form of the verb, then object, and then since or for, and then time. Okay. So example, he had not been writing a letter since morning. We can say he hadn't been writing a letter since morning. You had not been writing a letter since morning. You hadn't been writing a letter since morning. Here morning is the point of time, so we use since in both the sentences. And now interrogative sentences. Structure, had plus subject plus been plus ing form of the verb, verb first form ing, and then object, since or for, and time, and then question mark. Same as we put the question word first and then helping verb had, and then subject, and then been, and then verbs first form ing means ing form of the verb, then object, and then since or for, and then time, and then put the question mark in the end. So here examples, had he been writing a letter since evening? Why had he been writing a letter for 2 days? Had you been writing a letter since morning? Where had you been writing a letter for 3 hours? Evening, here point of time, so we use since. 2 days, The period of time, so we use 4. Morning, also point of time, so we use since here. And 3 hours here, duration of time, so we use 4. So negative interrogative sentences. Structure: had plus subject plus not plus been plus verb's first form and then ing and then object and then since or for and then time, and put the question mark in the end of the sentence. Same as we put first question word or WH family words, and had, and then subject, and then not, and then been, and then verbs first form ing or ing form of the verb, and then object, since or for, and then time, and put the question mark in the end of the sentence. So example here: had he not been writing a letter since 4 o'clock? So 4 o'clock, it's a point of time, so we use since here. Who had not been writing a letter for 2 hours? So 2 hours here, duration of time or period of time, so we use here 4. Had you not been writing a letter since morning? When had you not been writing a letter for 15 minutes? 15 minutes also duration of time, so we use here 4. So students, there are one type of sentence is also included in past perfect tense. So it is the patient had died before the doctor came. So here first is dependent clause and other is independent clause. Okay, so dependent clause is, which one is dependent clause? The patient had died, it is independent clause, and the doctor came, this is dependent clause. Okay, so which is independent clause? We use past perfect tense. For independent clause we use past perfect tense. It means subject plus had plus verbs third form. The rules of, and the second one, which is dependent clause, we use simple past. It means subject and verbs second form, and we use conjunctions before. And some example here: the train had gone before he reached the station. So had gone. Okay, this is past perfect tense, and he reached, verbs second form, simple past tense. The bell had rung before the students reached to school. Same as had rung, verbs third form, had plus verbs third form. We use here past perfect tense, and it is called independent clause. And before the students reached to school, this is dependent clause, so we use here verbs second form. It means simple past tense. Same as here, the sun had set before they ate food. So students, I hope you understood the present and past tense. Keep watch my videos and please revise the tense again and again, and make some sentences your own with the help of videos. So stay safe, stay home, be careful. Have a nice day all of you. Have a good day.